Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Sevigny, and today's date is April 10th, 2025. The sun was beating down on me. The wind felt like hot sandpaper. I was on a patrol with my rifle squad in Iraq in 2005, and I knew that I needed to stop and conduct a communications check, but I didn't want to. We were tired. We were hot, we were thirsty, and I knew this would extend the time of us returning back to our patrol base. But then as I was contemplating whether it was the right thing to do or not, I remembered a story that my platoon sergeant had told me about a squad leader, very similar to me, that didn't do his communications check. His squad was ambushed, and 3 Marines lost their lives because they could not call a casualty evacuation. So I stopped. I did my communications check because of that story. And thank God that I did, because no more than 15 minutes later, my squad found itself pinned down by enemy suppressive fire. And the only tool that we had to assist us in getting out of that situation was our radio, our ability to communicate with higher and adjacent forces. I share this with you because since the dawn of time, humans have gathered around fires, under stars, and now around screens to do one thing: share stories. From ancient myths etched in stone to bedtime tales whispered between parent and child, storytelling is as old as humanity itself. And today I want to explore how storytelling remains a vital part of our lives, not just for our entertainment, but for education, connection, and understanding. Storytelling has been a fundamental part of human history and communication. Long before the first books or the alphabets, oral storytelling was the primary way that people shared knowledge. According to the Smithsonian Institution, early cave paintings and carvings show that humans were telling stories through art at least 30,000 years ago. 30,000 years. These stories have helped define cultural values, explain the unexplainable, and guide behavior. From the ancient Greeks to the West African Grits, storytelling has always been humanity's memory and our mirror. Storytelling is used as an educational tool to promote learning and memory. We tend to remember information better when it's wrapped inside of a story. A study by Paul Zak in 2015, a professor in economics and neurobiology, found that character-driven stories cause our brains to release oxytocin, a chemical that's associated with empathy and memory retention. This explains why teachers often use stories to reinforce lessons, and why TED Talks that tell a good story typically are the ones that go viral. Stories provide context and emotional resonance, 2 key ingredients for deep learning. Storytelling also fosters connection and empathy in personal and professional relationships. Beyond education, stories can build a bridge between people. Brene Brown, a research professor at the University of Houston, explains that storytelling creates space for vulnerability and trust, which are essential for forming human connections. Whether it's in therapy, leadership, or friendship, we share personal narratives. We allow others to see themselves in us. Stories remind us that we're not alone. Not alone in our experiences, not alone in our feelings, not alone in our emotions, or in our deepest thoughts. They cultivate understanding and compassion. In an age of social media and endless information, the simple act of telling a story still holds immense power. Whether it's preserving our history, teaching a lesson, or forming a relationship, Storytelling continues to shape how we think, how we feel, and how we connect. So the next time that you speak, whether it's to a room full of strangers or someone close to you, I want you to remember, you're not just communicating facts. You're sharing a story, and that story might change someone's life.